We shall discuss in this session Lord Curzon's educational policy. We are going to learn the educational progress during the time of Lord Curzon. They are reforms in primary education, secondary education, collegiate education, university education, Indian University Act and other reforms of Lord Curzon. Lord Curzon was the Viceroy of India during 1899 to 1905. He was one of the strongest administrators of British India. He came to India really to strengthen and develop the British Empire. After taking over charge, he made a searching enquiry into the problems of Indian education. As a result of inquiry, he realized that there was something rotten in the state of Indian education. Primary education. Lord Curzon pointed out many drawbacks of Indian education system on the basis of his survey on the whole field of education. He wanted to raise the standard of education and called a conference of the directors of public instruction in 1901. This Simla conference was the first All India conference. The conference was presided over by Lord Curzon. He appointed a University Education Commission in 1902. Lord Curzon had been the most magnificent Viceroy of India and a lover of education. He patronized the development of primary education from different aspects. Primary education should be made a leading charade on the provincial revenues and that the district and municipal boards should spend their educational funds exclusively for primary education. Curriculum of the village primary schools should be different from those of the urban ones. The reading books prescribed should be written in simple language and should deal with the topics associated with rural life. There should be provision for the training of primary teachers and the salaries of the teachers should be increased. Payment by result system should be abolished. Secondary education. Lord Curzon had stressed the development of secondary education. He adopted the following steps. All secondary schools must be recognized by the Department of Education. All secondary schools must obtain recognition of the university for sending candidates to the matriculation examination. Large grants were sanctioned to provincial governments for raising the standard of government schools. Large amount of money were also given to private schools for improving the standard of education. Training institutions for secondary school teachers were increased. The medium of instruction of middle school should be the mother tongue. Collegiate education. To reform collegiate education, Lord Curzon increased the grants in aid. He sanctioned the sum of rupees 13 lakhs towards collegiate education as an educational grant. Lord Curzon found that collegiate education was pursued with a view to securing employment under the government. The recommendations. The rules of affiliation should be more rigid. There should be provision for inspection of colleges. System of appointing professors and pundits should be introduced. The university should keep strict vigilance over the living conditions of students. Some reforms should be introduced into the curriculum. The degree course should be of 3 years of duration. Indian University Act. Lord Curzon passed the Indian University Act in 1904. The following were the provisions of the Act. The size of the Senate should be fixed. The number of fellows should be not more than 100 and not less than 50. The principle of election should be introduced in the universities and a certain number of fellows should be elected. Universities should make provisions for inspection of affiliated colleges regularly in order to maintain a high standard of efficiency. University libraries, laboratories, and residential quarters should be well organized. Other reforms of Lord Curzon. Agricultural education. As regard agricultural education, the policy stated that for a country where 2/3 of the population were dependent for their livelihood on the produce of the soil, the provision for agricultural education was meager and seriously needed expansion and reorganization. Director General of Education. To develop the administrative process of education, Lord Curzon took a bold step and created a post of Director General of Education in India. Foreign scholarships. Another significant reform of Lord Curzon was the foreign scholarship system. Department of Archaeology. Lord Curzon was interested in preserving ancient monuments and he passed the Ancient Monument Preservation Act in 1901. School of Arts. Lord Curzon stressed the development of art and culture of India. He was responsible for the promotion of Indian art industries. He reformed the School of Art and modified their objects, method, and organization. Conclusion. Lord Curzon was one of the significant reformers of the Indian education system. He achieved great reform in primary, secondary, and university education. He also touched other fields of education. We are now bound to admit that Curzon rendered commendable service to the cause of education. Thank you.